From the West Coast, we're coming to you live from the NFL's newest and the world's most expensive stadium. State-of-the-art SoFi here in Inglewood, California. Coming up, a highly anticipated contest between the Arizona Cardinals and the Los Angeles Chargers.
Now, in order to play this game, Kate, at this level, you've got to be aggressive. You can't let a previous mistake really affect your next decision. So this is
time for teams to start making moves towards the postseason. Here we go in Week 11. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game.
Give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay on the
That is a great step to denying the ball. It's going to be fourth down.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a punt. You got another time, you feel good about it, it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
All right, they made the red zone, and it's touchdown or bust, it seems. They were lining up to go for this.
So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. First play is to the air. Snared by the running back. Here's Trey Benson. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And it's going to give the Cardinals a first down.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Cut that one near the line, and after that it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
One play in, Brock, and this drive is already in enemy territory. Benson on 1st and 10. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Stops by Deion Henley.
Okay, that's a run that's ho hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door. Bigger gap in the future.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Looking out of the pistol here. And he gives himself up after a short gain.
That's quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
3rd down from the gun. This one's caught. Smith has it. And he's out of bounds just short of the 30. 7 yards on that pickup. And it's good enough for an Arizona first down. Running from the pistol with Benson. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing worker on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Throw left side, caught by Higgins. Would have liked to have kept that big play, but the officials and penalties say no. And it's got to come back.
Okay, ready?
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now.
Alert! Alert! Check! No, shoot! Go!
They'll run here following the penalty. And that plunge is going to garner a couple of yards. Now Mr. Marty Caldwell making the stop.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Chased out to his right. Cut at the 10-yard line. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. So 20 yards on that play. And it's going to give the Cardinals a first down.
The numbers are pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
Cowboy 80. Bronco 80.
This time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Oftentimes, these early exchanges are just a feeling out process for rushers and blockers. They can also set the tone for the battles the rest of the game, and that defender, you know, with an early win, he's feeling really good about himself.
12 to go now on second down after the sack.
Here we go. Hawk 70.
Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here. And he's going to be just inside the 10 before he goes out. It's a gain of 4. They're going to need twice that now on 3rd and 8.
Ready. Get up. 70 lying. Ready.
3rd and long for him here. And for the moment, that's going to be a touchdown. Whether it will stand, though, well, that depends on the call on this flag. They waited a little extra second there, didn't they? Maybe a little bit of a talk to the other sideline, Brock, before they declined that call. That touchdown's going to stand.
All good and love in football. Just a good little penalty.
That one right down the middle. And the Cardinals will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Smith has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. Here's a return from the 7. This manages to get just beyond that 30-yard line. New set of downs for him from the 31. Herbert throwing right away. Completed over the middle. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. I'm not going to call this a must-score drive here in this first quarter, Brock, but when your opponents start the game with 6, it feels like you need some sort of answer.
You need a response, right? You need a response. You don't need all these home runs or big highlights. You just need to keep matriculating that ball down the field.
5 still to go here. This is second down. Herbert from the gun. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled after a nice pickup, but we've got a flag down. This could wipe that play away. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. So this is going to be second down and long following the holding flag. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down.
Let's go. 21. Baylor tight. Let's go. Hey, easy. We'll go orange. 12. Hey, Ray. Ready.
Here he goes, third and long. Catch made left side by McConkey. They're able to drive him out as he reaches the 45.
A gain of 19 yards.
So that connection for first will bring us to the end of the first. 7-0 is our score. We're back to SoFi right after this. We're back and all set for the second quarter. Charger football. They're looking at first down here. Forced out to his right. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be second down.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do on that play. Felt the pressure and escapes the pocket. After that, It's on somebody downfield to get open and give him a target. No one did, and he simply has to get rid of it.
No run here with Amari Arlington. He's going to look ahead for a couple here. It's third down now.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
They'll throw, 3rd and long. Gets it downfield, on target to Ganson. And they're going to keep moving forward, brought down inside the opposing 30. Now their opening drive certainly going according to plan, Brock. It's a new set of downs at the 27. 1st and 10, here's Herbert. He misfired on that one, it's behind his man.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
59. Baylor Tiger. Baylor Tiger. Crowd right, crowd right, crowd right. Go.
2nd and 10 now, Herbert. Connecting on the slant. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Coming to the line for their 9th play of the drive. This is 3rd and 3.
Hey, lion, lion, lion. Move, move, move. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey. Go.
It's Herbert once more. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers to talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and you couldn't do it.
They left the offense out there on 4th down, Brock, and look at the results. A big gain, 15 yards, and a fresh set of downs, too.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Offense in position now. It's 1st and goal.
12, 10, ready.
Herbert. Caught out wide. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1.
It's what these quarterbacks are having to do more often now than ever before in football. Show off a little mobility. Get outside the pocket and find that open man.
Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1. Trying the sneak, it's Herbert. The charge into traffic, but the line doesn't budge. They stall him out short.
I think I can see that sideline considering a challenge down there. It was close, but I think he got barely enough to escape the end zone. Another run might not be so lucky.
Only need 1 more yard on this opening drive. Here's 3rd and goal.
Delta. Hey, Ray.
Shotgun snap to Herbert. And he's going to have a Los Angeles touchdown. The Chargers finish off their opening drive. Going after by Mevis is good. And the Chargers start off well to tie things 7-7. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. Pretty good field position here for the Cardinals as they get ready, 1st and 10.
Cougar 19, Cowboy 80. Smash, smash.
Starting this drive with a design run. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
Well, more often than not, it's a passing game that's asked to go from 1st down to 1st down in just 1 play. And when you get that big play potential on the ground, geez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
Seven Pirates.
And not much scoring to this point as we've reached our 2-minute warning. More football from SoFi in just a moment. Football's on the 48. Here we go. First down. Off the play fake. Here's Milton. Into the hands of Michael Wilson. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
I'm not going to lie. I know they got a completion, and completions, you never turn them down. But to make that throw for those yards in the double coverage, there's way too much risk for that reward.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Here we go.
Benson now from the gun. And they will face a 3rd down here, Brock, but not by much. Good effort to challenge for it. He reaches the 43.
Sometimes you just feel like in the background of every ho-hum run is a bigger play. Just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer. Find the lane quicker. The defender may be a half step late, and this could have been much, much more exciting.
And his perfect start is over. That's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
Cut my team. Got this. Purple leading.
Fourth down, pass coming. He finds him beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Move the chain! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum. Keep that defense on its heels.
19 Tiger. Go.
Hand off to Benson from the gun. And they shut him down on this one. They get him behind the line, and that should push him out of field goal range.
I'm going to guess at some point, whether it's in the huddle or over there on the bench on the sidelines after this drive, QB is going to go apologize to that running back. He just ran him into one heck of a negative play.
They give on 2nd to Benson. He nearly gets them into the red zone as he's down at the 22. The Cardinals decided to use the first of their 3 timeouts. Offense is set. 1st and 10.
Left wing 19. Panther 60. Panther 19 tight. 19. 20.
Out of the gun. It's Milton. And in for the Arizona touchdown. The Cardinals take the lead just before halftime. Manage that clock beautifully down to the final moments, Brock, and they get the score just before halftime.
That doesn't change the theme of the halftime speech, but I guarantee you it adds some enthusiasm to the tone. That was awesome.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. Starting at the 10. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
This is going to be the play that takes us to halftime.
Delta. Hey, Captain. 5-9. Hey, Ram. 59. Go. Baylor Tiger.
The final throw before the break. Finds a seam down the middle. And this one will get them into enemy territory. Hit and stop quickly. Catch moves into the 48. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Smith has it on the tee and is ready to send it flying. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Showing a little burst so far. And he showed some nice bursts on that run back, didn't he? Getting them all the way out to their own 40.
Well, that's exactly the way you want to come out of the locker room to begin the second half. And really, Kate, this third phase of the game, the special teams, you just see the boost and the energy they can give to their team when they deliver a nice return to start this second half.
Cowrie was way forward a bit. Give him about 6 there to begin this drive.
That run may not have gotten you a first, but sure, nice little run to set the table.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
7 yards on that last play, so this is 2nd and 3. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Has him on a quick hitter. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the first down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains. Downfield finds Lambert Smith.
And he's taken out as he brings it down towards the 10. Pick up a 34 yards on that play. And that's going to give the Chargers the first down.
Chargers first down. 1st and 10 at
in the red zone on first. And he will have the Los Angeles touchdown. The Chargers cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Leave a snap for the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Chargers tie things up at 14. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to center away. Okay, well, that one's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else we got here today. So that football coming out to our 35-yard line. The Cardinals with some nice field position to start off this drive. 1st and 10 coming up.
Here we go, set. Bronco 80. 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler. Let go.
And off to Benson to start the drive. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
You know, Kate, sometimes football and poker have a lot in common. You don't want to tell at the poker table, and you don't want one at the line of scrimmage. Sometimes just it's alignment. It's the way these linemen breathe. It's the blood in their knuckles the defenders read and react to. I think that time Mattel was in play because the defense was all over that counter before it could get started. I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Cut 19, cut, ready.
From the gun on 3rd down. It is caught left side. They're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. What a play on 3rd and 13, and this drive will indeed continue.
18 Cardinals, 18 Cardinals.
Now Milton to throw. Escapes the pocket. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open or risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
2nd down, still 10 to go after that incomplete pass. Shotgun snap here to Milton. He beams one, deep right side. A little bit of big completion, Brock, if not for that meddling defender who knocked it away. It sets up 3rd down.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. Quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not two hands that got on the football.
Escapes the pocket. Throwing for the back of the end zone. We had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. The Cardinals out for the punt. And this somehow is only going to be our first punt of the game. Only punted once in last week's loss, and he gets this one away. And it's out of bounds without a whole lot of room for error. He hit it well. They're saying it's out of the 4. All right, starting the pistol this time, Brock. 1st and 10. Here's Hampton over the drive. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Jalen Thompson, the man on the tackle.
In truth, Kate, kind of felt like he was lucky to get what he got right there. The pressure from this defense to go get that safety, it was on. And that same pressure, they're not going to back down here on 2nd down as well.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Here's Herbert. He rolls to his right. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
This defense, they had a plan, and they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
Wouldn't be a comfortable spot to punt it. Can they avoid that by converting here on third? Air it out on third. That one's caught. This is Lambert Smith. And this gets him well away from danger as he is up past their 20. On the line for another 1st and 10.
The Chargers, first down. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Working now from the gun. Into the hands of Garrett Wilson. And they're going to force him out just before he can get to the 35. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's going to be good for an LA first down.
At the 33-yard line.
Now Herbert again. Fits it through the middle. Hits the 20. He makes it in for the Los Angeles touchdown. The Chargers take a lead just before the end of the third. And that right there, Brock, is a touchdown I think our fellow broadcaster Greg Olsen would be proud of. A big strike to the tight end that I don't think a lot of receivers could have pulled off and make it look as easy.
You know, a lot of times you're splitting hairs talking about the differences between tight ends and receivers at this level because a lot of those guys, they work the same route tree and they move with the football just like their receiver teammates. And they can score some lengthy touchdowns too, just like he showed off.
The Chargers kicking team out, and they'll send this away. This will end up as a touchback.
The Cardinals take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Very good field position here for the Cardinals as they get ready, 1st and 10.
Come on, ready.
They'll begin this drive with Benson. Oh, man, nothing for him again, Brock. It has been a struggle all game as this one's quickly locked up, too.
Job one, so many D tackles in this thing is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners, too.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Benson once more. And without much room to work, he has a minimal gain on the final play of the 3rd quarter. We'll see what they come up with for 3rd down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. It's Cardinals ball, and they could use a score. They come into the 4th trailing. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Staying on the ground with Benson. They're holding strong here. The defense gets him at the line. That's going to bring up 4th down.
Tackle made at the 38-yard line. A gain of a yard. It's now 4th down.
Front team on the field. Matt Ariza, the one to send it away. And this is the punt you want every time. It bounces out of bounds and sticks them inside their own 10. First call here coming from the shotgun. Herbert now. Going with a screen to Hampton. And he's taken down here at the 16-yard line.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Looking for a pass on 2nd and short. Complete here to Hampton. And he's brought down. They're spotting this one right at the 20. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a first down.
And the Chargers, first down.
Herbert from the gun. Throwing the out route complete. And he's going to be brought down over the 31. And it's a gain of 12 on that one. And that's going to give the Chargers a first down. New set of downs for them from the 31.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
It's Herbert once more. Gets it downfield on target to Gatson. And they drop him with a big hit, but that's going to sting worse for the defense. A big gain, and the chain's moving too. First down from the 41.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Herbert to throw once more. And they bring him down around the 34.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback moves man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
They did it! He made the interception! Jalen Thompson makes the play. And the Cardinals have some new life in the fourth. The Cardinals with some nice field position to start off this drive. First and 10 coming up.
Here we go.
The give now to Benson. This one held up after just a couple of yards. That makes it second down.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
It's the 2-minute warning here in L.A. Cardinals down by 7. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
Come on, come on.
Nothing out of the pistol here. They'll just throw it away, but here comes the flag. There was nobody in the neighborhood of that one. No one in the area. He was still in the pocket. Seems like a pretty cut and dry intentional grounding to me.
Seems like you want to be an official someday, Kate.
Maybe, maybe.
Yeah, because you nailed that one.
19 right. Ready.
Here he is to throw. Finds Benson on the check down. And in a blink, they are off to midfield before somebody manages to stop him. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains. Bringing the offense up to the line. First and 10. They give up the gut to Benson. And he reaches midfield and starts driving into Chargers territory. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
Second and 6.
He'll look to throw it. There's a screen to Benson. Has a lane inside the 35. And they finally get to him at the 15. That one goes for 31 yards. And it's good enough for an Arizona first down. The Cardinals deciding to use the first of their 3 timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. In quite the time crunch here, Brock, but still 2 timeouts to burn. It's first down. Setting up to pass. And they pull it off. A touchdown catch in the final moments. And now overtime or a win right here are on the table. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the fourth quarter that could go either way.
Here comes the crowd swell. The home fans trying to will their defense to make the stop and save this win. And he won't reach the end zone. The defense gets the stop they need, and that could win them this game. Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. And it goes for a touchback, so time enough for 1, maybe 2 final plays here.
At their own 35-yard line.
Into the victory formation they go, Brock, here on first down. Line up the design keeper. So the Chargers come away with a win in this one. And the sting of losing such a close one the week before, apparently still at the forefront of their minds. They got out there and rebounded nicely with a win this week. So for